contracts signed in agricultural sector in the wilayats of Thamrit and Makshin in the Far Governorate. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cabal of condolences to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama of the Republic of Ghana on the death of Minister of Defense and Minister of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, as well as a number of officials in the government due to a military helicopter crash in Ashanti region south of Ghana. 9 Palestinians were killed and others injured while waiting for aid in northern Rafah and central Gaza. Media sources reported that 5 Palestinians were killed near aid distribution points in northern Rafah, while 4 others were killed after being targeted by Israeli forces in central Gaza. In a related development, the Palestinian Ministry of Health announced that 4 Palestinians died from starvation and malnutrition in the past 24 hours, raising the death toll from hunger-related causes to 197. The ministry reiterated that the humanitarian crisis in Gaza continues to worsen due to the ongoing blockade and severe shortages of food and medical supplies, renewing its call for immediate international and humanitarian intervention. Russian air defenses shot down 82 Ukrainian drones over the several provinces overnight. The Russian Ministry of Defense stated that 31 drones were destroyed over the Sea of Azov, 11 over the Republic of Crimea, 10 over Rostov Oblast, 8 over the Black Sea, and 1 drone each over the Kursk and Oryol Oblasts. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian Air Force announced that it had shot down 89 of the 112 drones launched by Russia into Ukrainian territory in the past few hours. A meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump has been agreed. A Kremlin official said today, the eve of a White House deadline for Moscow to show progress towards ending the military campaign in Ukraine. Putin's foreign affairs advisor, Yuri Ashkov, said a summit could possibly take place next week at a venue that has been decided in principle. It was not clear how the announcement of the meeting would affect Trump's Friday deadline for Russia to stop the killing or face heavy economic sanctions. The meeting would be the first U.S.-Russia summit since 2021, when former President Joe Biden met Putin in Geneva next week, is the target date for a summit. Though such events take time to organize and no date is confirmed. New research shows climate change worsened Pakistan's deadly monsoon floods, which killed hundreds and destroyed thousands of homes. More in this report.
A new study has found that the recent monsoon floods in Pakistan, which killed at least 300 people, were made worse by climate change. According to scientists from the World Weather Attribution Group, rainfall between June 24 and July 23 was 10 to 15% heavier because of human-caused global warming. The relentless downpours destroyed more than 1,600 homes, collapsing buildings and displacing families across both urban and rural areas. Despite contributing less than 1% of global emissions, Pakistan continues to suffer disproportionately from extreme weather. Experts say rising temperatures and a warmer atmosphere, which holds more moisture, are fueling more intense rainstorms and accelerating the pace of climate disasters across South Asia. In recent weeks, glacial lake floods swept away bridges between Nepal and China, while landslides in northern India left villages buried. Pakistan's deadliest monsoon season in 2022 killed over 1,700 people and caused $40 billion in damage. This latest disaster serves as yet another stark reminder that climate change is not a distant threat. It's a present and escalating crisis for some of the world's most vulnerable nations.
Firefighters today continued their efforts in battling France's largest wildfire in decades. Wildfires continued to burn and spread today although at a slow pace, after having already ravaged more than 16,000 hectares in the south of the country. The blaze, which started on Tuesday and tore through the Wildfires massive in the region, has remained uncontained despite the deployment of over 2,100 firefighters and several water bombers aircraft. The fire's rapid spread was fueled by weeks of hot, dry weather, though cooler temperatures and calmer winds overnight helped slightly ease the situation. The fire has swept through 15 communes in the Wildfires massive, damaging at least 36 homes. One person died and at least 18 others were injured, including 11 firefighters, and 3 people were reported missing, according to local authorities. At least 4 people have been injured in wildfires raging in California. Firefighters are facing significant challenges in extinguishing the fires due to high temperatures and difficult terrain, while making progress in containing the fire, which has been out of control for days due to strong winds. China has completed its first full landing and takeoff simulation for a manned lunar lander, a major step towards putting astronauts on the moon by 2030. The test, carried out at a specialized site in Hebei province, verified critical systems including propulsion, guidance, navigation and lunar contact shutdown. The lunar lander is designed to carry 2 astronauts between lunar orbit and the surface, along with their rover and scientific equipment. Engineers also tested its ability to endure extreme heat and mechanical stress during launch and orbit, marking China's first successful trial of a crewed lunar descent and ascent vehicle. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television. With an investment value exceeding 37 million Omani riyals, the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning has signed 239 agricultural use of contracts in the wilayas of Thamrit and Makshin in the Far Governorate, covering a total area of more than 9,000 acres. The agreements enable investors to benefit from agricultural lands in the Najd region, contributing to increase agricultural output, generating direct and indirect employment opportunities, and supporting Oman's goal of achieving self-sufficiency in select strategic crops. This initiative also broadens investments prospect in the agricultural sector and strengthens public-private partnerships, reinforcing Oman's efforts towards sustainable development and a comprehensive investment environment. With the aim of celebrating academic excellence, the Office of the Governor of North Al-Batina held a ceremony honoring 56 outstanding students who achieved 99% or higher in the general education diploma. The ceremony, held under the patronage of His Excellency Mohammed bin Sulaiman Al-Kindi, Governor of North Al-Batina, brought together local officials, parents and school leaders. In his remarks, the governor praised the students' efforts and emphasized the importance of recognizing such achievements to inspire future success. He also commended the role of educators in building a generation equipped to support Oman's development goals. The event concluded with the distribution of certificates and commemorative gifts to the honored students. It's wonderful to see our shining students are well recognized. To integrate essential services and improve the infrastructure across its operational governorates and wilayats, Nama Water Services is actively working on strategic water and wastewater management projects. The following report sheds light on the projects carried out in the wilayah of Bushehr.
Nama Water Services is actively enhancing strategic infrastructure across various governorates. In the wilayah of Bushehr within Muscat Governorate, 7 major projects focusing on wastewater and potable water are currently underway. These initiatives are designed to boost service coverage and environmental performance. With an overall investment exceeding 123 million Omani riyals, the projects will see the installation of over 311 kilometers of sewer pipelines, alongside 34 kilometers of potable water networks.
We have 7 projects in the wilayah of Bushehr with a total value exceeding 123 million Omani riyals. Covering 320 kilometers network water and wastewater.
Among the key developments is the Bushehr Heights wastewater project, worth 17.5 million Omani riyals. Once completed in 2028, it will serve 60,000 residents. In Al-Udhaiba South, another project is progressing with 12% completion. Scheduled to finish by 2027, it will deliver wastewater service to 13,000 people. Rehabilitation works of older networks in the Al Ghubra North and Al Udhaiba North are set to begin in September 2025. Alongside this, a major pumping station in Bushehr and Al Ansab is being built to support network expansion. These integrated projects are part of the wider vision of Nama Water Services, protecting the environment, supporting communities, and building cities that are ready for the future. Reporting from the wilayah of Bushehr, this is Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan offers condolences to the President of Ghana on the death of the Ministers of Defense and Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, along with several government officials in a military helicopter crash. Martyrs and injuries reported in Israeli airstrikes and shelling in Gaza as humanitarian conditions continue to deteriorate in the Strait. And with an investment value exceeding 37 million Omani riyals, Yusuf contracts signed in agricultural sector in the wilayats of Thamrit and Makshin in the governorate of Dhofar. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. This news has been directed by Hilal Al-Malki and editor-in-charge Ahmed Al-Habsi. Thank you for joining us and good night.